Good morning, everybody, and welcome and congratulations for not making excuses. No matter where in the world you are right now, in Australia, where it's a little bit later, in China, like us, where it's a bit earlier, doesn't matter. We're super excited to have you here, and especially our amazing speaker today, Raquel. And yeah, what is Monday morning motivation all about in case you are new? Maria, maybe you can give the QR code if you want to join our WeChat group. We have 5 WeChat groups with about 2,500 members now. Every Monday morning, we have free online webinars because we really want to make sure you have a good start in your new day. If you start in a positive way with some like-minded, positive people, a bit of energy, you can have a really a better start in a new day and a new week, and basically handle everything in an easier way, no matter of what comes towards you. So yeah, if you want to join the WeChat group, feel free to scan this QR code and Maria will add you. Beyond this, for everybody who needs more motivation, we created this really nice 365 days of motivation book. I would say if you still need a Christmas present, you know what to do. Well, Christmas is over. We hope you had a really nice time. But yeah, it's like motivational quotes every day. We also work on goal setting, on gratitude, on different kind of reflection to really help you every day, basically, even if we're not there in person. Maria, what else should we mention? Oh, you're mute now.
Yeah. First, I was muted. Second, I do apologize. My voice is a bit shaky this morning, so I will be not speaking too much. But luckily, we have Raquel, who we're going to hear from just a little while. And just the only thing that I wanted to mention is that we've been doing Monday morning motivation for a year and a half now. All the webinars in the morning are always going to be for free, but we have people who have asked if they can donate. And in the green QR, in the green flyer, you can see that we give half of the proceeds to the 1 Million Tree Project. They plant trees in Inner Mongolia, and we're very happy to be working with them. We regularly send them donations, and I think, Janine, the last time we planted 60 trees, I think.
80 trees.
Wow.
Sorry?
Yeah. 80 trees, and before that it was 60 trees.
There you go. Right. So that's a part of what we do. And also, if you missed any of the recordings in the yellow flyer, you can find a QR code to get the recordings month by month. So that's what we have to share for now. I think it's high time that Raquel gets to her topic because we're very excited to have her here. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you for having me.
My sharing, and so now it's all yours. Let me know.
So the
if
next
you can
20
share.
minutes, Raquel will be speaking, but if you have questions, feel free to write it in a chat group, and after this, you will have a Q&A session.
Yes.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you everybody for waking up early and showing up. We're going to talk a little bit about work-life balance, right? And if you've been to any of my any of my workshops or any of my coaching, I love quotes. So I found this quote by Michelle Obama that says, we need to do a better job putting ourselves higher on our own to-do list, right? And that when we are talking about work-life balance and self-love and making time for ourselves, I feel like this is a very fitting quote because it tells us that sometimes putting ourselves on top of our priority list, then we can be there for others in the most I'm so sorry, in the best way possible, right? So what is work-life balance and why is it important? So work-life balance is the state of equilibrium where you equally prioritize your career and your personal life. Some of the the reasons why some people have poor work-life balance may include, but are not limited to, the ones that you see on screen. Increased responsibilities at work. So if you get promoted and all of a sudden you're overwhelmed with your new duties and trying to navigate your new job your new job responsibilities and things like that. That may include working longer hours and also increased responsibilities at home. So for example, let's say you just became a mom, or you get a kitten like Janine did, like there's extra responsibilities at home. So you get a little overwhelmed either with the career side of your life or the work side of your life, right? Uh, so what we want to achieve is somewhat of a balance on prioritizing both sides of our life, the career and the personal. Now, how do you do that, right? Like, so that's why most of you are here. Like, if you saw the title of the workshop, like that's possibly what spiked a little bit of an interest in in coming over here. So I came up with 8 ways that you can create a better work-life balance, right? So I'm gonna put them on screen one by one, and I want this to be a discussion. So feel free to unmute your microphone and share experiences, thoughts, if you agree, if you disagree with what's on the screen. I don't want to be just me talking. I want this to be interactive. So if you have an opinion, if you have an experience that you would like to share, feel free to either drop it in the chat box or unmute yourself and say it. Let's make this as interactive as we can, right? So the first one is to accept that there is no perfect work-life balance. And perfect is within quotes because all we can strive is for balance it as much as we can, right? It's never gonna be an exact 50-50, and we have to be okay with, like adjusting and adapting according to the needs that we have. So accepting that is the first step, is that it's never gonna be perfect, but we can try to get it as close as possible to 50-50, or as close as possible to what we feel comfortable with.
Well, Raquel, if you let me
Yes.
to explain my idea. Ironically, right now I am doing some stuff at my job while I'm attending this video chat. So
Hmm.
I suppose you are perfectly right about it. And one thing I have learned about this is um, that your brain gotta work as a like being in a game, and like if someone likes the sports or maybe to do some workout, do things simultaneously and trying to accept that we got some limits as a human beings we are, and
Hmm.
otherwise you could get frustrated. That thing happened to me years ago,
Hmm.
and the best thing is about balance. Is a word that I uh, personally, I don't know why, but I hate it because I am the kind of guy who is black or white stuff, and I have learned here in Shanghai to manage that balance in a certain way. But now
Hmm.
I am keeping trying working out. That's why I am here to learn more. Thanks.
Hmm. Perfect. All right. So the second one would be find a job that you love or things that you love in your job, because obviously we're not all like, we don't all do exactly what we love, but there's definitely some things that you love in what you do, right? So looking for those things and treasure them, and looking forward to what's happening in your job that you do enjoy. Focus on those as opposed to, oh, I have that meeting that I really don't like to go. Because even if you are in your dream job, there will be tasks that you prefer doing than others, right? So focusing on what brings you joy in your job will help you then feel better with the balance, and feel happier on your day to day, and that will transpire to your personal life as well. Number 3 will be to prioritize your health. One of the things that I keep saying all the time is that you can't feed from an empty cup. So if you are not 100%, if you don't feel healthy enough, strong enough, energetic enough, whatever that means, then what's surrounding you, either personal or professional life, will be unbalanced as well, because you are not balanced yourself. So prioritize your health, yourself, so you can show up for others in a better way, and in a balanced way, in a healthy way. For some reason I can't see the chat. So Maria, can I ask you, or Janine, if there's anything in the chat, please let me
Sure,
know. Okay,
no
perfect.
problem.
Thank you. um, Number 4 would be, don't be afraid to unplug. So it is very, very important that at some time, especially nowadays, these things kind of control our life, right? So when we are 24/7 connected to WeChat and getting messages and emails and everything that is work related in our personal life and personal in our personal time, and personal messages in our work time, that can create somewhat of an unbalance as well. So make sure that when you are working, you unplug a little bit. You can put your phone on do not disturb, on silence. There are many different options, and you focus on work. And then when you are with your family or doing things by yourself, like for your personal life, then you unplug from work. Just so, if to create the balance, it is important that these worlds don't totally overlap, right? So to avoid situations like having dinner with your family and getting an email from work and getting distracted with your phone because you're responding to an email from work or a WeChat message, whatever that is. Creating the difference between what is your working hour and what is your personal time. Take a vacation. Staycation works too, thanks 2020. You know, but taking time off to rebalance, re-energize, that is also very, very important. And it doesn't have to be a very long vacation. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy and expensive. It can just be taking a day off or 2 days off to really not work, to really not do anything. It's like, okay, phone is off, emails are not gonna be responded, they are the notifications are off, and I am just going to go for a walk. I'm just gonna go camping, or I'm just going to go to and stay home and watch Netflix all day. Whatever that looks for you. It doesn't have to be, but it is important to just create the time for you to distance yourself from work and go within. Because if you go within and if you do things that are important to you, to your development as a person, if you re-energize yourself, if you rebalance what you want to do, then when you go back to work, you'll go back with a ton more energy, with more creativity. There's a ton of studies that prove that if you distance yourself from a project for a little bit, when you come back, you look through the project with fresh eyes, and you get possibly like a solution for a problem that you've spent like a week trying to look over that problem, and you can't possibly see what the solution is, and you're freaking out. And then you distance yourself from a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's clear what you need to do, right? So it is important to schedule in time to distance yourself from everything and just like go within, and take time for yourself. Here you go. Number 6 is make time for yourself and your loved ones as well. When it's really easy, especially living in a big city like Shanghai, that everything is happening all the time. There's networking events, there's partying, there's work, there's everything. And it's very easy to like just get into the busy and hustle bubble, and then you're not making time for yourself and your loved ones. So not only taking a vacation, but also making sure that when I'm planning my week, for example, I have this rule of one fun thing a week. And it can be staying at home and watching Netflix. It can be going for a massage. It can be going for a walk at the park. It can be anything you want, right? It doesn't have to be like this over the top, like going to I don't know where and spend like I don't know how much money. No, it can be something simple like, okay, I want to do a face mask today. That's going to be my fun thing. It's going to be I want to go and get my nails done. I want to go and just sit on my couch and watch this TV show that I've been wanting to watch and I haven't made time for it, right? And make sure that you're calling your loved ones, because the personal life, the more we connect with the people that are important to us, the more we feel happier and fulfilled with our personal life as well, right? Like it doesn't have to be family. That's why I wrote loved ones. It can be friends, family, whoever you feel is important to you, and whoever is your meaningful connection, right? uh, Making time to build those relationships, build those connections deeper, because it's easy to take those people for granted. And to me personally, if anything 2020 taught me was exactly this, that some people in my life I took for granted, and I wish I had spent a little bit more time communicating with them. So just making time to communicate and build the connections and relationships of the people that are around you. Number 7, I already like kind of brushed over it, which setting boundaries and work hours. So when you are at work, setting boundaries with your friends and family, saying, I'm not going to be available during this time and this time because I am working. And outside of work, on your personal time with your colleagues and whatnot, just building the boundaries of, I'm sorry, my working hours are 8 to 7 or 9 to 5, whatever, Monday to Friday. So I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to respond to your email on Saturday at 10 p.m. So creating those boundaries. I know it's easier said than done, but I also know that it is possible. If it is an emergency, obviously, like if you know that it is something that you need to do, you need to do what you need to do. But most of the times, what we think is an emergency can definitely wait for Monday. And the last one is to set goals and priorities and stick to them. And set yourself as a goal too. When you're setting your goals, like think about your health and your well-being and mental health as well, and stick to those goals. Don't prioritize everyone else. You say, oh yeah, but I can't do this because this is just me. No, it's a meeting with yourself. Like when I was telling you about like my one fun thing a week, it's a meeting with myself. I wouldn't cancel a meeting with someone else last minute, would I? Then why am I canceling something with myself? So setting goals and priorities and stick to them. No, don't prioritize anyone else before you. That would be like I know this is very like simple and whatnot, but it's, for me, the basic 8 rules of achieving the work-life balance, and obviously a good time management, and making sure that you're scheduling your time right, and you're dividing your time. I like to color code my calendar so I know what's personal, what's professional. So when I'm viewing the weekly view, I know that it should be a good balance between purple and blue, because those are the colors that I chose. Blue is work, purple is my personal, right? So it needs to be a good balance of it. All right, I'm gonna open the floor now for any, how do I, oh, here we go, pause share. If there's any question or any comment, anything.
Hi, Raquel. Thank you so much for that. I think that was very, very insightful. And I think that the rules, I agree with you. Sometimes the simple rules are the most important, right? So we don't have to try and find complicated things as long as we stick to them. And I especially agree with you with making time to be with people that you know that we love, and people that are our family or our friends. And I think that this year we're all trying to do that a little bit more if we can, even though that time might be digital for some of us, if it's far away. That's a very, very good reminder.
But that's also a way to connect, right? I think that over Christmas, I think I spent more time with my family this year than any other year, because like in Portugal, we get together for meals in someone's house, and this year they all got together in my aunt's house, right? But I would go and eat meal and then go for coffee with a friend, go do this, go do that, and then come back for dinner. And this year, like when we were on Zoom, we really were on Zoom, and
Right.
and I think it was more deeper, because again, like I took it for granted, and now that I don't have it, I'm like, oh, so this is what I was craving, like. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. It needs to be digital because 2020, but
we got no choice.
Exactly. Like, hashtag 2020.
What do you gotta do? We got no choice.
It's like when you're playing a game of cards. These are the cards that you have. You have to play one. So like, there we go.
There you go. That's a good point though. That's something that I'm sure that Raquel and Janine and everybody who does this for a job would agree, is that also gratitude is something that we all should just do more of, just in general, as human beings.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, if you have any questions or any sharings that you want to share with us, do type it in the chat or unmute yourselves and feel free to ask Raquel any questions. Oh, thank you, Lily. I'm very proud of my. It says Merry Christmas. If you can't see, it says Merry Christmas. I'm still in the Christmas spirit. I'll throw it away in a couple of days. But as I was saying, you guys, if you have any questions, we all know that work-life balance is a very, very hot topic, and everybody is very passionate about it, and everybody's always trying to, find a way to make that work for them. So if you have any questions, please, Raquel is here and very happy to answer any of your maybe more specific questions, since it's hard to give solutions for everybody in general. So do ask away.
Now or never.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Exactly. Kitty has a question.
Yes,
Hi, Kitty.
Hey, Lily.
There you go. Hi, Lily.
Yes, the problem is that I'm not with my family now, but it's just me and work. But I always find it difficult to balance. Most of the time, I focus on work, and I really, really want to balance, but it's very hard. The balance was better when I was with my family, but now I don't know how to handle this. Thank you.
No, thank you for asking that question. I know, like, this year is a little bit hard because we're all far away from our family, so it takes a little bit extra effort to keep those connections and to build those connections and to go a little deeper. But we also live in a world with a lot of technology. Like we are right here, how many, we're 26 of us, and if we ask, like, we're all in different locations. Janine is in Shanghai, I'm in Shanghai, but we are not at the same place. Like we don't see each other every day, but we talk. There's ways to communicate that are not just face to face, and it takes a little bit of an extra effort to build those connections, and to maintain those relationships. It takes a little bit more planning, it takes a little bit more energy, but it is possible, and it is very important that those connections keep getting built and keep going deeper.
If I may ask
your question, for sure.
If I can say something about my personal life, I think what also helps is blocking your calendar for maybe some hobbies, and especially if you know, okay, you have a team waiting for you at that dance course, or you know that every Monday, every Tuesday night at this and this time, or on a weekend, you always do this and that. Then I think this could also help you to like to not work at that time, because you know you have some fun activities coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some commitments, some fun commitments.
For sure. The one fun thing.
Hello, Raquel. Thank you for the explanation. And I want to know, my problem is actually, I don't know, maybe many people is the same as me. I have the problem balancing because I'm a freelancer. I don't know how many here are freelancers. For me, it's harder to focus on work, to keep going with work. And maybe if someone here is a freelancer and has some ideas of what they do, how they organize the time without somebody telling you exactly what to do, it's very hard.
It is very hard. So my advice for people that work for themselves and work from home is to very clearly set a working schedule, right? So for example, if you say, okay, I'm going in office mode from 8 to 4, or from whatever you decide, you make your own schedule. So like, this is just an example, but defining very clear guidelines on when you'll be working and when you're not going to be working, and try not to overlap those two.
Yeah.
That is a very important rule for people that work for themselves. They're their own boss and they have their own businesses and they work from home. It is very important to keep that in mind, to like really separate and really create boundaries of like working time, playtime, personal time.
Are you a freelancer?
I work I work partially for myself, yes.
Oh, okay.
Bless you, darling.
Actually,
Thank
what
you.
Raquel and I just did, every Sunday, her and I, we get together for at least 2 hours. And then sometimes we either coach each other, or we also work on a specific topic. Like yesterday, we were decluttering digitally, or the week before, we were working on our goals and our vision boards. So, or like with Maria, sometimes when we're in the same room, even if we work on different things, God, we're so much more productive. Just this environment of people working, hustling, getting things done, that is so motivating and can really help to that you get your work done.
Actually, that's true. I feel the lack of motivation, not of planning. And I think of freelance people, it's a very lonely, the workspace. There is nobody. Every day you're by yourself, and maybe working with someone like this year was not possible. I am not in Shanghai, not in China. I am in Mexico. And so we are really like still on like isolation.
Right.
And
But
Rocio, is that how you pronounce your name?
yeah, Rocio.
I heard some people, and then I'm lucky enough to be in Shanghai, so I get to like, you know, hang out with people in person. But I heard that there's people doing like co-working online, that you just get on a Zoom call and you know
Yeah,
you turn on your
that's a
camera,
good
and so
idea.
like you have someone quote unquote watching you, right, and like being there with you, and then you just do your work. You know, you go get a cup of coffee or you do whatever, you know, writing or emailing, but just having someone that is there with you. Can, you know, as Janine and both Raquel mentioned, it
Yeah.
more accountable.
Yesterday when Janine and I were doing decluttering, we weren't together. We were online on a
Oh,
video
there you go.
chat. And I was working on my like decluttering my stuff, and she was decluttering her stuff, but like catching in once in a while and like keeping each other accountable. But it was all online.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
very good
if you
idea.
have that community, you can just like, hey, can we just, I'll be working on my stuff, you'll be working on your stuff, because when you're a freelancer and you work for yourself, like the tasks might not align, that you're not gonna have a meeting with someone like to work on the same task at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can decide, hey, look, I really need to focus for an hour to do some stuff, like can we do it together and like online, and I'll be working on my stuff, you can work on your stuff, and after the hour is done, then you hang up the call and you go about your life.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
have that one
that's a
hour
very
with
good
someone.
idea. And,
Yeah. And well, as Raquel mentioned, technology can be very, very distracting if we let it, but if we learn how to use it properly, it can be a fantastic way to like, you know, leverage that, because technology is always going to be a tool. And so if you let it be a distraction, it's going to be a distraction. If you let it be something that helps you, then that it can be wonderful. Like Zoom.
Yeah.
We all kind of love it and hate it, but it's useful.
Yeah.
Yep.
During the lockdown, we even did online networking every single day.
We did, yeah.
I have been looking for networking, but here in this side is not very. Shanghai was an amazing place for networking. Well, China in general.
That's very true.
Not
Yes.
the same culture.
Any other questions for Raquel?
Yes. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. I lost my chat. Where's the chat? There we go. Oh, sorry. Something else that I wanted to add to whoever said, I think Rocio was you or someone else, about the work-life balance space. Like, do find a space that is just for working. Like, for example, I work by myself. I work from home most of the time, which is a blessing and disaster. But I have like this desk that I'm talking to you from. This is just my work desk. Like nothing else gets done on this desk. And while my space is quite limited and small, this is the desk I work on. Like I don't work on the couch. I don't work on the bed. I don't work on another chair. This is my work desk. And so when I sit down, my computer is here. If I have to use my computer for like, you know, chatting or whatever, I'll go on the couch, because the couch is social time. The desk is work time. And I know it's small, because it's like 1 meter away, but it's just that small definition that you're like, when you're here, you got work to do. When you're there, you can relax. That's something, you know, depending on the space you have, that's also quite useful. Same with the time.
Yeah.
That's a very good advice too. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Raquel is going to be back up here in 25 minutes. She's in Raquel, you joined all the WeChat groups, right? So that people
I think so, yes.
Good. So you can connect with her right there. And beyond this, let's share a few more things. We have a really exciting conference coming up. We call it the Excellence Convention. Maria, Raquel are going to be speakers. We have 13 speakers from all around the world, from Australia, from the US, from Brazil, from Belgium. And then we have different people from China with different backgrounds. So if you would like to be part of this, it's 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon. Early bird price is only 88 kwai. So the Excellence Convention, elevate your success. And we're going to cover different topics from emotional intelligence, growth mindset, find your happiness. I think work-life balance, nutrition, money mindset, to anything. So by the end of today, the schedule will be completed. And yeah, but just make sure you get your early bird ticket for further support. Yes. So Rochelle,
Monday
I know
morning, Monday.
we really try
Sorry,
to
go ahead.
cover lots of different time zones, even independently, whether you're in Australia, Mexico, or China, basically.
Exactly.
This is online event?
Yes, it's
All
online.
online.
So
We always do everything online because we really want to give this advantage to as many people as possible.
right.
Thank you.
And this is a wonderful conference organized by Janine and her company. And Monday Morning Motivation is extremely happy to be a part of it. Me as a coach, Raquel as a coach, and all our other friends that are in our coaching circle. We're extremely happy to do this to make sure that we get to share what coaching and what questions really can do for people. And so that's a fantastic conference that everybody should join. That's all I'm saying.
And you'll get a lot of practical experience, actually.
Absolutely. And last but not least, I lost a flyer. Not there we are. Sorry, it just my PPT is all over the place. Just Raquel will be sharing some of her advice in the WeChat groups. But just in case you guys want to know more about what me and Janine do, Janine has a fantastic 21-day challenge program, and she does that in the morning, and it's transformational. Let me tell you, I've joined it a few times, and you know how she is. She's very energetic, and having her in the morning kicking your butt, it's very, very useful. And the other one, exactly. Raquel knows what I'm talking about.
Really cool change catalyst coming up. Tell us a bit more.
That's my group coaching program. It's about effectiveness and time management, because we're talking about that. So I found that particularly fitting, is how to work a system, to make a system that works for you, because everybody has different ways to organize their work, organize their time, making sure that they get things done. So one solution doesn't fit all. And so that program is for 5 people, group coaching for a week. And it's a way to change the way you do things to get more effective. So that's going to start in January.
And now, last but not least, before we kick you in the new week, Maria, show the last flyer of Chris and Adrian, please. If you guys ever need assistance, you're looking for a psychologist, for a coach, for any kind of expert in translations or whatever, feel free to reach out to Maria and me. We collaborate with a lot of people. We're currently working on our partnership program. And also for the people who would like to get a better relationship with themselves, improve their communication, negotiation, sales, we highly recommend here those NLP trainings. It's called Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Like join the free sessions nearly every week. They have on Sundays, for example, also every now and then, like free sessions. You can just go and join it. Maria and I both got certified in it, and it really changed our life. Like, as I said, the relationship with myself, and also the way on how I can do my business and help my clients. So if you just want to go,
this program is incredible.
NLP.
Yeah, I was about to say Raquel is also part of that program, and we all kind of like got into that, and it's very, very useful. Tonight, Chris and Adrian are doing a free introduction to NLP course that's also online for everybody who wants to join. I think it's at 6:30 or 7 p.m. China time. I might be wrong. But if you want to know more, just either ask in the chat or do connect with, I think Estrelita's QR code is in the thing. We do cooperate with Motivate Shanghai and Motivate Community, because they have fantastic resources that everybody should know more about. That's it.
It's all about finding synergies, and you can't lose anything. It's even for free. So just go check it out and experience it again. Okay, enough talking from us. Guys, we wish you a wonderful start in a new Monday, or a probably good night soon, Rasha, for you. And all the best for your new week. And let's stay in contact. And I hope to also see you guys at the Excellence Convention and connect with us on the Happy Monday.
Bye, everybody.
Happy Monday. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Raquel.
Thank you.
See you soon.